Hi, this is the bad boy, Joey Janela, and you're listening to the Going in Raw podcast. Joey Janela always goes in.
This is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to Going in Raw.
Hey everyone, Kenny Omega here. In case you didn't know, we have an awesome kick-butt show called Stephen Larson's Going in Raw, and they're going to be supporting AEW every week amongst many other things. Goodbye and smooch. Good night. Bye-bye.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
Yeah, welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Stephen Larson, available wherever podcasts can be found, and of course, taped live at the Twitch at twitch.tv/Stephen Larson. Did the friendos like Unsolved Mysteries? Guess what? This Saturday night, myself and the Enforcer are going to be trying to solve some mysteries live at the Twitch, twitch.tv/Stephen Larson. We do an Unsolved Mysteries watch along on the Saturdays that were free. So that should be a lot of fun. And then also, if you are interested in listening in the audio realm, if you're listening to my voice right now on a podcast app, if you're interested in listening to the show ad-free, no ads, sans ads, you can do that. There's two ways to do that. Number one, for $3 a month, go to goinginraw.supercast.tech, and you can enroll in that membership right there. Or if you want a couple of bonus episodes of Going in Raw and everything ad-free in the audio realm, you can go to patreon.com/Steve and Larson. You also get some bonus videos as well. Today we played some Grand Theft Auto. Every Friday we get together with the friendos and we do a bunch of GTA races. It's a ton of fun.
It is.
And we'd love more friendos to join us.
Absolutely.
More, but better.
Indeed.
This is the Rampage following All Out. We had one of the matches that was scheduled for All Out, but due to travel issues, didn't quite make the show. And that was Pac versus Andrade. A little bit of intrigue at the end of that particular match.
Indeed.
And we're going to talk about that in just a moment here. Quick, first, do us a favor if you're watching us on the YouTube. Give us a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. If you're listening to us in the audio realm, give us a rating, review, or a comment. Larson, what did you think of Rampage tonight?
The opening bout was really good.
It's very good.
Seeing how it played out, this seemed to be the match they had probably laid out for the pay-per-view because it was a pay-per-view quality bout.
Yeah, sure.
It was, without a doubt, Andrade's best match in AEW. He's only had a handful. Fantastic bout. We'll get to the beat-by-beat stuff about it later, but you mentioned the intrigue. So after Andrade picked up the win, he's going up the ramp. He gives Chavo, who had just helped him win the match, a hug, and then punches him.
Yeah.
Punches him. So it seems like Chavo is out as Andrade's manager. Someone else maybe in, probably Ric Flair.
Probably Ric Flair. That sounds right. Yeah, it seems like I imagine what we got from that was Andrade wanted to show that he could be the man without Chavo coming in and attacking Pac with the referee distracted. He had been trying to recruit the current tag team champions, the Lucha Bros. So maybe, hey, showing them, look, I'm the man, soy el hombre. The Chavo, get out of here. You're not needed anymore. I've got Ric Flair. My favorite, I mentioned this during the stream, man. One of my favorite things about AEW is when they just give these old dudes the mic, and Ric Flair is like prime old dude with a microphone. Yes. That's going to be...
You never know what you're going to get when you give one of these legends the mic, whether it's going to be great, whether it's going to be good, whether it's going to make sense, whether it's going to advance story, whether it's going to leave you scratching your head.
Whether it's going to
sometimes it's all those things.
Whether it's going to have anything to do with story or not.
Yes.
No say. We don't know.
It's a fascinating little experiment AEW is doing here with all that. All in all, I understand why they formatted the show as they did. Having Pillman cast her main event is in Cincinnati. He's from Cincinnati. Plus, with the post-match angle, you have Mox come out. you get the two hometown guys standing tall to end the show. I get that. However, having Andrade versus Pac, the match that was supposed to be on the pay-per-view, that felt like the main event bout, you know?
Yeah,
and it delivered a main event bout.
Look, this isn't me crapping on it or you crapping on it. I agree with you. You know, I understand. Look, here's the thing. Just don't have I don't care where the match is, just don't have the hometown guy lose. Just don't do that. But you don't have to give him the main event spot if he's clearly not ready for a main event spot. And yeah, like Pac and Andrade, that was a really, really good match. And like I said, with some intrigue at the end. So that's a good way to end your show. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I don't know. You know, we'll see. I think I'm going to give it a couple more months, see if Rampage starts to veer into Thunder territory. Because tonight felt it was inching in that direction.
Yeah. You know, I don't know if we've seen of late, like outside of the Punk episode, the Rampage ratings numbers haven't been great.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So, you know, is it going to be a situation where they just want that third hour of TV to give them more time to tell stories? Mm-hmm. You know, and if the network is happy with the numbers, then everything's fine. Or are they going to start kind of boosting up Rampage with some more star power, some more matches of consequence on the show to try to draw in more viewers? I don't know.
I wonder if it's the kind of thing where they understand it's a tough slot. Friday night, 10 p.m. on the East Coast. That ain't easy. Spot. So they know they have it. If they want to do something big like the CM Punk thing, if they want to, they have it. And people will watch.
Yeah.
They will go to it. But on a regular basis, you can't bring the good stuff every week, and you know that you're already fighting a battle. So there's probably going to be some episodes that are a bit more like Thunder. I loved the split screen interview with Mark Henry. I love that stuff.
Those are always something to look forward to.
The entire thing, even like the framing graphic visual they have, feels like WCW Saturday Night, which was, I think, the first wrestling program. I remember like when me, Jeff, and Nate, we all went down to LA because Nate was about to go to college.
Yeah.
We drove down there, car broke down. We had to shack up in like a Motel 6 or something. And we were flipping around and WCW Saturday Night was on. I think that was like right when I started hanging out and we were watching. I was like, oh, okay, cool. This is Resident, like Harlem Heat was on there. I was like, oh, this is cool. This is cheesy fun. There's a tangent for you.
That was at the Atlanta Center Stage Studios, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We had
remember that
little interview with Danielson. It was like a Cole Danielson sort of promo video package thing. We had, the current leading women's feud right now, Britt Baker and her crew versus Ruby Soho, Riho, and Statlander, who made the save.
And that was a fun match.
Yeah, they're building up Ruby. That's awesome. She's getting a spotlight. That's really good stuff. You know, like I said, they're not all going to be killer episodes, but we're going to review all of them. I really enjoy these watch-alongs because, you kind of never know what's going to happen on these rampages.
Exactly. Let's take a quick break here to get a word from our sponsor, Craig. You know, Steve, I feel like I want to take up a new hobby. I want to start making stuff out of wood with these hands of mine, but honestly, I have no idea where to start. Where do I start?
So you're saying you want to get into woodworking, huh?
Yeah.
I was once like you. I wanted to do that. I had the urge to craft something with these hands, but I was unsure if I could do so. But then I got these hands on a Craig Pocket Hole Jig 520 Pro. Craig has been the innovator and leader in pocket hole joinery, setting the standard for 30 plus years. And now if I got my Craig Pocket Hole Jig 520 Pro and a drill, I feel like I can build nearly anything, from bookcases to desks to outdoor patio furniture.
Bookcases, you say? Tell me more, please.
Sure, no problem. You see, pocket hole joinery is a way of creating fast, simple, and strong joints in a variety of wood projects. And the Craig Pocket Hole Jig 520 Pro makes it easier than ever. You know me, Larson. I've never been terribly handy, and the thought of building something out of wood with these hands of mine seemed like a pipe dream. But after going to craigtool.com, that's KREG tool.com, and getting my hands on a Craig Pocket Hole Jig 520 Pro, I can build pocket hole projects anytime, anywhere.
Anytime, anywhere, you say. How about 7 a.m. Sunday morning, my house, bookcase to go right there on that wall. It needs a bookcase. I think it would look great. What do you say, Steve?
I'm going to pass on that, Larson. Hard pass. I'm going to say no, and I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
You can do it yourself.
Oh.
Because now anyone, even Larson, can easily create perfect and strong pocket hole joints with the Craig Pocket Hole Jig 520 Pro. It works with a wide variety and size of material and is great for building all types of indoor and outdoor wood projects.
The Craig Pocket Hole Jig 520 Pro comes with everything you need and retails for just $99.99. It's available nationwide at Home Depot, Lowe's, and other home centers, woodworking, and hardware stores. Learn more at craigtool.com. That's K-R-E-G tool.com.
Again, that's craigtool.com, K-R-E-G tool.com. And before we get back to the show, let's get a word in from our sponsor, Chime. So, Larson,
Yeah.
I assume you have a checking account rather than keeping your money in a shoebox under your bed.
Correct. I do have a checking account. The only thing keeping my shoe boxes are my shoes.
Probably a smart move, but does your online checking account cost you money? Because it shouldn't. Chime is an award-winning app and debit card that features no overdraft fees, foreign transaction fees, monthly service fees, or transfer fees.
Chime is also super convenient because they have over 60,000 fee-free in-network ATMs, including handy locations like Walgreens, 7-Eleven, CVS, and more. That's more locations than the top 3 national banks combined.
And get this. With Chime, you can send money to anyone, even if they're not on Chime, and there's no fees for you or cash-out fees for them.
It's time to say goodbye to hidden fees. Join the millions of Americans already loving Chime. Sign up takes only 2 minutes and does not affect your credit score. Get started today at chime.com/raw. That's chime.com/raw.
Banking services provided by and debit card issued by the Bancorp Bank or Stride Bank N.A. members FDIC. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees apply except at MoneyPass ATMs in a 7-Eleven location and at any Allpoint or Visa Plus Alliance ATM. Other fees such as third-party and cash deposit fees may apply.
Let's kick things off with the match that kicked the show off. Andrade El Idolo taking on Pac, of course, as you mentioned. This was supposed to happen all out. Travel issues prevented it. Man, did it deliver, though.
Oh, absolutely. These guys were killing each other.
It was
Andrade, he did that thing where he does like the stomp from like the top to the guy who's like, you know, sort of doing a crunch up.
But I like this because, well, for 2 reasons. One, he didn't do it in the ring. He did it so Pac landed on the apron. And so often we see that situation where the person who's taking the move has to do like a crunch or hold themselves up. It doesn't make any sense. Andrade grabbed Pac's arm to keep him in position to do the move, and I like that. That's motivating.
He landed right on his ass, right on his tailbone. That had to hurt. It kind of looked like he's. I don't know if he actually slipped, but it kind of looked like his feet got out from under him. But these guys were going crazy in there, man. It was awesome to see
that spot that Andrade did where he hits like a slingshot DDT on Pac on the apron, then follows that with a huge tornillo that gets him a 2. That was great. The spot we mentioned, the Trio Woe double stomp, they both tumble to the floor, and Andrade's dominating for a good stretch. He gets a split-legged moonsault that gets a 2 count, and then he's looking for an electric chair powerbomb off the top. Pac reverses that to a Frankensteiner. He goes on a run. He's looking to hit a sunset flip powerbomb on the floor. Andrade flips out of that. Pac hits the super kick, goes up top. Andrade knocks him off the top rope, looking for another double stomp like he hit earlier. Instead, Pac evades that, hits Andrade with a moonsault to the floor. Then in the ring, a 450. He covers. Andrade grabs the bottom rope. Andrade's looking for the hammerlock DDT. Pac blocks it. Hits a German suplex, a belly-to-belly in the corner. Crucifix bomb. Locks Andrade in the brutalizer. And then not Chavo, but the other dude who comes down with Andrade to the ring. He gets on the apron with a taser.
Yeah. Oof.
And so the Lucha Brothers come down.
And Bryce sees this and he's like, he wants to like, give him the full ref treatment of like, hey, get out of here. But the dude's got a taser and he's like, zzz.
Yeah.
So the Lucha Bros come down. They give him, and hey, hats off to TV direction because they caught every bit of action because it was all bang, bang, bang. Like Lucha Brothers come down, they pull him off the apron, cut to the ring because Remsburg is distracted.
Yeah.
Chavo comes in, whacks Pac with his iPad, I think.
Tablet of some sort. I can't confirm it's an iPad, but a tablet of some sort.
That's an expensive thing if it's an iPad. It could be, we were speculating on stream, could be a Kindle. Those are like $30 if they're $1. So he hits Pac with that. And then while the Lucha Brothers are super kicking homie with the taser, and then Andrade gets the win there.
Yeah.
When Remsburg turns around. Incompetent Remsburg saw that Kingston match.
It's a lot. This is a lot to handle sometimes,
Yeah.
Dude over here with taser. You're like, obviously can't have that in the ring.
Right.
Meanwhile, you're dealing with that. Someone else runs in. You can't catch everything. Being a referee seems like a bit of a thankless job.
It totally does. It's just so much. You might become a zombie sometimes.
Yeah, we've seen that happen. So afterwards, like we mentioned, Andrade. He's gone up the ramp. He's kind of giving Chavo a little crap about helping him win the match. He hugs Chavo and then hits him. And then commentary is really pushing the idea that Andrade is not happy that Chavo intervened on his behalf. He wanted to win the match himself. And so Andrade and the other guy walk up the ramp. Lucha Brothers hit Chavo with the stereo super kicks, put him in the ring. Pac puts him in the brutalizer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They are... They're a formidable unit, the Death Triangle, and they're still together.
You got that right. Afterwards, we had a Darby and Sting interview with Tony Schiavone. They're asked about what Tully said on Dynamite. Darby calls Sean Spears a generic piece of shit, says he would be nothing without Tully, and then Sting grabs the mic from Tony and just screams.
Old man with a microphone.
And
you love to see it.
He's like, Tully, you get on me for riding coattails. You've been riding Ric Flair and Arn Anderson's coattails your whole career. Said, if you want to go one-on-one, why wait? Let's do it right now in Cincinnati. And Tully walks out. He's like, oh, you want your 2-on-1 situation. Sting, you've always liked the numbers game, which doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense. This dude, how many times did we see Sting show up and just start murdering the NWO by himself?
Even before that, the Horsemen twice betrayed Sting.
Yeah.
So
his whole career was nothing but that.
I know. So while Tully is talking, Sean Spears sneaks in, pulls Darby out of the ring, hits him with a C4 on the floor, and Tully just says, hey, Sting, be more aware.
That's a good lesson there. Be more aware.
Be attentive. Essentially what he was saying.
And awareness.
So after that, we had those dueling Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson promos. Not a whole lot was really said.
Did Adam Cole? His voice was shot, I think.
I wonder. It did sound like it.
He was like, the elite. Their design is a bunch of wrestlers who come together to see how powerful they are. He trusts Kenny. I trust Kenny with my life, he said, and the Bucks with his life. And then he says Christian and Danielson are special. Their body of work is undeniable. Well, one of the guys, but they think that they can keep up with guys like me. But I'm going to wipe the floor with them. I can't wait to see Adam Cole versus Bryan Danielson.
Christian,
and then,
too.
That, it's like
It'll
kind
be a
of
good
whatever,
match, too.
Whatever situation.
Bryan Danielson talks next. Says, I'm not going after one member of the elite. Well, first he kind of pokes fun at their outfits. He says, I'm not going after one member of the elite. I'm going after one, Kenny. Says, I know how great Kenny is. Reality is, I'm excited to get in the ring and wrestle. I want Kenny to be my first opponent. If he's not, that's fine. I'll wrestle whoever. I'm in AEW, and I'm game. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Exciting stuff. Can't wait to see him wrestle everybody except for the Impact Champion. After that, we had Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, and Rebel versus Ruby Soho, Riho, Kris Statlander. This was a lot of fun stuff. Everybody got to get their shit in, which I always like to see.
Man, that 619 that Riho hit on Hayter.
Oh my gosh, that was flush.
That looked
Holy
flush.
moly. There was a lot of boot there. Hayter looked like her eyes were kind of closed for it because I think she was supposed to be selling the effects of getting kicked into the ropes. And then wham, she was like, oh, ouch.
Yeah, that probably hurt. That gets Riho a 2 count, but then the heel team isolates Riho for a good stretch. And then Jamie Hayter gets distracted from isolating Riho to punch Statlander off the apron. That allows Riho the chance to get the tag to Ruby. So she goes on a bit of a run. She tags the Statlander. Hayter then hits a backbreaker on Statlander. The Britt's team's back in control for a bit until Kris Statlander hits a double suplex on Hayter and Rebel. Britt's in. She's looking for a neck breaker. Statlander counters with a Falcon Arrow. And then Riho gets tagged in. She gets on Statlander's shoulders to do a double stomp off instead. Rebel covers Britt. She takes the double stomp. And then Riho takes out Hayter on the floor with the crossbody. That was a fantastic sell. It looked great. And then Ruby Soho hits the riot kick, wherever they're calling it AEW now, on Rebel to get her team the win.
Yeah, I thought it was fun stuff. So, yeah, after that, we had my favorite part of any night, Mark Henry interviewing people. It was a side-by-side. Caster said he has a problem, people around Pillman calling him great, but he's not going to have his friends with him. But he's going to have, meaning Caster, is going to have his friend Bowens by his side. And then Mark throws it over to Pillman. Pillman says his strategy is to out-wrestle Caster. He says he can talk the talk. We'll see how. And we saw, yeah. He says, and we saw how far that got him. He says he's got the home field advantage. He's going to come at him 100 miles an hour. And we did see where that took him because afterwards, Caster, the Acclaim, they do their entrance. Caster had the tamest rap entrance. He just ran down the sports teams of Cincinnati.
Well, then Skyline Chili.
Yeah, Skyline Chili.
And then he about to call it poop. And then Bowens took the mic from him. Said there on the
was
thin
going to
ice.
say He's going to say shit.
Yeah,
Say
well,
shit.
Yeah.
Say shit. I mean, they say it on TNT. I feel like we can say it on internet.
All right, fair enough. He was going to call Skyline Chili shit.
Whoa, language, please.
Sorry.
My
Anyways,
goodness.
This was your main event. A fun enough match. Built around getting that babyface heat for Brian Pillman Jr. He finally makes his comeback and ends up hitting Caster with the springboard lariat for the win after he evaded Caster's finish, the top rope elbow. Afterwards, Bowens hits the ring to attack Pillman, hits him with a DDT. He's about to blast him in the head with the boombox. Cincinnati's own John Moxley comes out to make the save. He blasts Bowens with the boombox and hits Caster with the paradigm shift after Pillman hits Caster, I believe, with a super kick. And the crowd goes home happy.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they got Mox. They got to be happy about that. Okay, anyways, we got some questions that we can ask. If you're in the Twitch live, hey, you know what? We're going to answer your question here on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
DLW asked, I'm relatively new here. Well, welcome, DLW.
Yes, welcome.
He says, why does Steve not like Christian? I'm glad you asked.
Wow, we're going to be here a while.
No, it's okay. I got him covered on WrestleJuice. There's an entire video where Steve talks for about 5 minutes about what the Christian Cage beef is. I'd be very careful with my words.
Give a preview. So we have time. Give a preview.
Preview. Hey, friendos, welcome back to WrestleJuice. Appreciate you being here. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button.
Oh, come on. Love what you actually said in the show.
What do I say? I don't know. It's kind of long. I don't know. There's like a preview. I'll put it this way. I'll give you a teaser.
Well, at least your thesis. What's your thesis?
I break kayfabe on it.
Interesting.
I think I do have some legitimate beefs, but I think mainly it was just because somebody said he's a Hall of Fame guy, and I was like, I just have higher criteria for my Hall of Fame, and you're like, no, you should totally be in the Hall of Fame, and I'm like, I don't think half the people in the Hall of Fame should be in the Hall of Fame.
My point is,
huge.
by WB's criteria, Christian is a Hall of Famer.
No, because you tried to put him in the Going in Raw Hall of Fame.
I said by WWE's criteria, he's a Hall of Famer.
Right, but you tried to put him in in our Hall of Fame.
Because it's funny for us to argue about it.
Talk about breaking kayfabe. Are you saying you lack the conviction of being a Christian Cage fan?
I've never claimed to be a Christian Cage fan. Not once. I've never claimed that.
But you defend him relentlessly.
Because it's entertaining.
Oh, my goodness. Are you going to join me with the anti-Christian Cage
Not at
crusade?
All. Not at all.
Why not? Join me.
No.
Join me, Larson.
Because what's the fun in that?
Oh, it'd be a lot of fun. Ultimate power. So you agree he does not deserve an emote here?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I agree with that.
Wow.
I am neither pro nor con Christian Cage.
Watch your words, yeah.
I appreciate his career. And
so you're not a peep?
I've said I've never claimed to be a Christian fan.
Looking for
I
a peep.
appreciate
I don't see any
and
peeps.
respect his career. I think he's had a hell of a career. And
Yeah.
the case can be made that he is Hall of Fame worthy.
Can I just say right now that we had a bigger revelation on our show tonight than Rampage? This was a bigger storyline.
I don't feel like this is a
development.
huge deal. I feel like I've been very clear from the very beginning that I've never been a huge Christian fan.
Hey, mods, can we get a poll up? This is a revelation, yay or nay? This is a massive revelation. Oh, I'm so excited. You're going to join me with my anti-Christian Cage
No, I'm not going to.
crusade.
I'm not.
The anti-peeps. Are we
I'm not gonna do
anti-peeps
that
together?
Because I respect his career. I respect his career.
I respect his career, too.
He's had a hell of a career.
I do respect his career.
And if someone made the case that he is legitimately Hall of Fame worthy, not WWE Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame worthy, I would listen and I would and I would give an audience and be fair about it.
Wow, look at that. Zoe Conrana says this is basically Hogan joining NWO. The anti-peep crew is here, man. Larson's one of us. Yeah.
No, don't try to rope me into your thing you got going here.
See, it's
I'm
fun
not gonna
for
be-
us to argue.
I'm
It's
not gonna be
more
partying.
fun. It's more fun for us to be anti-peeps together, man.
No, it's not. There's no fun in that. Someone here's got to defend Christian, even if it's not 100% earnest. You know.
I will say this, though. I will say this. There is a caveat to my anti-peepism, and it's I think Christian's a very good heel.
Yeah.
But back when he was a heel, I really liked his work. I just feel like when he's been a face, he is the master of the low-hanging fruit promo. And even in Impact, one of my points is even in Impact, what does he do when he's talking about Ace Austin? All he does is he calls him short. That's all he can bring. There's a million other routes you can go, but he calls him short. I've always just been like, Edge and Christian show is a legitimately hilarious show. I think Christian is actually a really terrific performer. I think he's a terrific professional wrestler. And as you say, partially for the entertainment's sake, I go hard on it. Mm-hmm. But I've always felt that he's been a second fiddle guy to Edge. I've never felt that he's really probably got out of his shadow. And his last run in WWE when he was just like one more match, and he had like 18 different one more matches. Yeah. Was kind of ridiculous. So, but anyways, it's a funny conversation to have regardless.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Look at this poll. I got to vote in this one. Wow. 72%. Wow. 28% say it's not a massive revelation.
Yeah. I don't see why it would be a massive revelation.
Huge revelation right there. Look at that. Oh, I'm so excited. We're going to be anti-peeps together.
No, we're not. We're not.
Oh, man. Highlight some more messages, some more questions for us. I have a thread up here on the Patreon. Yes. By the way, on the Patreon this week, not only did we play some GTA, and it was a lot of fun, we also had an episode of The Numbers Don't Lie.
We did.
Dave Bautista edition, which was a lot of fun. We did our Going In Raw math, which was a tried and true scientific formula to determine how good pro wrestler is.
Yeah.
Or not good.
Yeah.
And then on Tuesday, we had another bonus episode of our show, Power Rank, where we power ranked all the most shocking moments in professional wrestling. I thought it was a pretty solid list we came up with together.
Yeah, I thought so too. Mr. Breeze says, hey guys, it's been a while since I've caught a stream. I've actually started streaming my DJ set on Twitch and just hit affiliate this week. I hope to raid you guys one night. Thank you for all you do. Congratulations on hitting affiliate. That's very cool.
That's really cool. Who is that?
Mr. Breeze 29.
Mr. Breeze 29. All right. Hey, we're going to follow him. And if he's if he is, let me get to the point, to the part where we can
streaming, and when we're ready to raid,
yeah.
we shall raid it. I think.
Yeah,
that's what
we'll
you're
raid
trying to say.
exactly.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
absolutely. Mr. Bree, is there any
it's
underscores or anything?
No, it's Mr. BREEZE 29.
All right.
All together. So Edward 421. Oh, sorry, that says Russell Juice. Going in Raw collaboration. I'm Just Joe asks, wait, does Larson watch Wrestle Juice? Steve, do you know the answer to that question?
I would never expect you to watch a show. We have been friends for 25 years. You have heard enough of my shit. You have to hear enough of my shit for your day job. I would never put that on you. I hope you.
On occasion, I'll check in to see what you're doing. On occasion.
Really?
Yeah, on occasion I'll check in to see.
Wow, that's really cool of you.
I've watched a
nice.
couple of the Stone Cold pay-per-view reviews. Yeah,
those are legitimately funny, mainly because Rob is such a great editor.
Rob is a great editor.
I can come up with some funny Stone Cold stuff, but Rob really makes that something special. There's a brand new one up today, and I'm hoping to get an AEW one.
Yeah,
done.
I can't say I watch every day just because I don't watch. Like, there's nothing on YouTube I watch every day.
Yeah.
But I check in. I keep tabs on what you do, of course.
Well, that's cool. Right on. You're like, what asinine thing is Steve going to be talking about?
I mean, I about hear any asinine thing you're going to say. I'll hear it here, you know?
Well, that's the thing about Wrestle Juice, too, is that it's a good, here, it's a great conversation we have here at Going In Raw. For some things, it's just, it's different content to just speak right to the camera and establish a rapport that way. And Going In Raw is Steve and Larson. It's not just Steve. It's not just Larson. It's both of us.
Yeah, it would exist.
So that's what Wrestle
us,
Juice
yes.
is. Yeah, it sort of scratches that particular itch.
D. Hayes, it's so hard to believe that WB had all this talent and wasted it. Even Christian has had a good match thanks to Kenny.
Yeah, man. Thanks to Kenny. Absolutely. He's had 2 of them.
Yeah, he's had 2 really good matches with Kenny.
Let's see here. Over on the Patreon, we've got Steve Klain says, do you think Bullet Club will ever invade AEW? If so, when? That shit is happening in 2022. I have been the master of prognostication over the past couple months, and that's going to happen. There's going to be a super card in 2022. That shit is happening.
We'll keep that in mind when we do predictions for next year.
Absolutely.
Prime Joy of Bearding, do you believe in the idea that Miro's gamer gimmick was lame on purpose so that way his Redeemer gimmick would be more impactful? I'm not going to say it was a purposeful thing to do a lame gimmick for Miro at first. I don't know if they really knew what they wanted Miro to do when he first came in. They gave him something that would keep him involved, and the AEW has had done a good job of when someone comes in, they give them something to do for a bit, and then to kind of get them acclimated with their audience, to probably get that wrestler acclimated with how they do things. And then when the time they think is right, then they'll actually start doing a real story with them. I think that's been a relatively established pattern. Not across the board with people they bring in, but we've seen it a few times.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It wouldn't shock me at all if Miro, we always come up with good questions that I think are perfectly within reason. We really need to start asking questions of those media calls, man. Hey, this is Steve from Going In Raw. From what? Going In Raw.
What's your question, Steve?
Do you think Miro liked video games when he showed up?
Well, he plays video games on his Twitch channel, Steve, of course.
Hit you!
Yeah, I know.
I would just sneak. They're like, is that a fan in the background? Yeah, I'm taking a shit right now.
Yeah.
Taking a crap during this media crawl.
You drop your phone. Did you drop your phone? Sorry. Wrap it up here.
I dropped my phone.
Yeah.
Oh, clowns.
I know. Shane's birthday tweet. I got to see Edge wrestle live tonight. In 2 weeks, I get to see CM Punk again. 2 of my favorite wrestlers ever, with the plus of seeing Omega live for the first time. 2021 is insane wrestling-wise. That it is.
Well, good for you. David Matuszek. No, that should be a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
I'm
awesome.
envious Shane's birthday tweet. David Matuszek, do you think that diminishing returns could set in after too much CM Punk exposure?
I don't think it's after too much Punk exposure. I think if they don't start telling stories that reveal layers behind this current iteration of CM Punk, that's when it'll get stale. If he comes out every week and is doing interesting stuff, it's not going to get stale.
What's up? Or
if he comes out as Greeter every week, it's going to get stale.
What a great show we've got tonight for you, everybody. Adam Cole. Who loves Adam Cole? You guys love Adam Cole, right? Hey, baby, right? He's going to be in action tonight.
Yeah.
My name's Phil. Let's see here. Hey, the Yellow Flash. Will Andrade have another manager? Oh, yeah, we talked about that. It's totally going to be Ric Flair. If anybody can convince the Lucha Bros to join Andrade's thing, it's going to be Ric Flair. Give that old man a microphone. Woo, wheeling dealing.
Crispy McGrizzle, it's a question for Steve. What is the super early prediction for the main event of All Out 2022 given the current state of the company? Steve, what is the All Out 2022 main event? You tweeted about it.
Jericho Steen? That shit is it might not main event.
Probably won't be the main event.
But that shit is happening All Out 2022. That shit is happening.
I'm trying to think.
I'm going to get it slightly off. It's going to be like at Revolution or it's going to be at the one before. But Jericho Steen, they're going to run that back from the list of Jericho stuff because that was some of the most popular shit. And if they're smart, AEW would hire Jimmy Jacobs to help consult on it because he was the writer behind that stuff.
Yeah. It'll be Hangman Page against somebody.
I would hope that maybe it would be Hangman Page versus CM Punk.
Yes.
Because so apparently I've not seen this, but our good friendos over at Wrestle Talk want Punk to go heel. And I personally think that give him about a year of, he's happy to be there, Phil, right now.
Phil, yes.
But he has to realize very quickly that he's not going to be able to line up these fun little dream match exhibitions like he's got with Darby. There's going to be people gunning for him like Team Taz, but hopefully a bit more dangerous. Yeah. Right after Team Taz knowing them, you got Archer out there and he lays out Punk. It's going to be no country for old men for Punk. And then about a year later, maybe in the build to All Out, he goes heel, turns on Hangman or whatever. Maybe you have an odd couple where Hangman loves beer and Punk is the straight edge guy. And so you have the odd couple type situation. Everybody loves it. And then Punk turns on Hangman and said, hey, in the end, that's what I want, that title. So you had Hangman versus Punk at All Out maybe.
Yeah. It's like Michael without an L. Micah? 2731 with the sub. Thank you so much. I'll make sure. I hope I got your name right. Don't want to mess it up.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Let's see here. D Hayes says, I hope MJF gets the first win on Punk. I think they need to have that feud. Yeah, that's the feud that I want to see too. Pinnacle versus Punk.
Yeah, that'd be good. That would be good.
Let's see here. Black Beast says, I always hated the triple threat match between Omega versus Ibushi versus Cody. Because of Cody, if they just had Kenny versus Ibushi, what do you think?
Kenny and Coda have been clear that they will only do a 1-on-1 bout at like a really huge event, like Tokyo Dome.
Yeah,
maybe Madison Square Garden. It's got to be a huge show. That's the only way they said they'll ever do another 1-on-1 match.
Right. Yeah. Let's see here. El Needso says, hey, Friendo's been a fan since the 10 for the Win days and followed the pod since the very first episode. Fell off the wrestling train last year due to COVID and a career change, leaving me less time to watch every week, and I fell out of the podcast loop too. Just started watching again. My first stop for a crash course and all I'd missed in 18 months was you guys, and I'm super glad to see you guys still growing. It's genuinely great to see you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate it. That's going to do it for us today for our Rampage review. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Our SmackDown recap is also going to be live on the channel either before or after this. We're not exactly sure because we just sort of do it and then whatever happens. But it's definitely going to be up tonight or first thing in the morning when you wake up. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Twitch stat, stick around. We're going to do the SmackDown thing in a second. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.